Welcome to Deborah's Creative Kitchen. Today I thought I would show you a video on how I like to make my syrup for the new birds that are coming in the spring, which are our favorite hummingbirds, which we all love because they're so cute. So one of the things that I like to do is when doing it using filtered water, very important. You're going to need some granulated sugar. This is just Redpath, Rogers, whichever kind. I'm going to be using a wooden spoon, a spoon holder for the drippings, and just the regular size pot. I have some fairly new hummingbird feeders that I'm going to show you, which I've just rinsed and made sure that they were clean. And I'll show you a couple tricks that I like to use to keep the ants from going into the hummingbird feeder. So first of all, what we're going to need is 4 cups of filtered water. So that now goes into our pot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to measure out exactly 1 cup of granulated sugar. 1 full cup granulated sugar, 4 cups of filtered water. I'm going to pour the sugar into the water, and then I'm going to give it a quick stir. And we're going to place this on the stove on very low heat until the sugar melts. Hopefully you can see that now I've put the water and sugar mixture on the stove, and I right now have it on a low to medium heat. We're just going to take our wooden spoon and give that a stir. We don't want it to overboil. You don't want it to burn. So it's a slow process, but the rewards are amazing. This is boiled, and we get it to a consistent low boil, not a heavy boil. We just want, like I said, the sugar just to melt ever so nicely, giving it a quick stir here and there. And you'll see that the water right now is cloudy, but once the sugar starts to dissolve, it'll become very clear. So as you can see, the water has now become quite clear, and the sugar is all dissolved off the bottom. So I'm going to set this one aside. I had done one earlier for the purpose of the video so I could show you, which is cooled off. So I'm going to set that aside. We don't want to burn their little tongues. So turn this off, set that aside. Hey folks, so what I'd like to do right now is, now that our syrup has boiled and the sugar has dissolved, and now we have a clear sugary water liquid for our little hummingbird friends. So this has cooled down. That's basically what it's going to look like. Yeah, I have some hummingbird feeders that I like to use. Technically they hang upside down, and I'll show you in a second. But first, what I'd like to do is explain to you one of the biggest problems that people don't realize with hummingbirds is that they're very susceptible to getting sick from mold. So it's so important to clean your jars really well with a natural soap if possible. If you have to use a dish detergent, use something that's safe to the animals, but make sure that you rinse it and dry it really, really well. That's so important. And as well, one of the little tricks that I was taught, and I'll pass it along to you, was this is a chimney sweep, what they called in school. So you can get these at the dollar store. And what you do with this is the little holes where they stick their little tongues, and I know this is old, but it is clean, believe it or not, but it sometimes gets stained. So what you would do is take your pipe cleaner and stick it through the hole and go up and down, squeeze it, and make sure that there is absolutely no mold in there. And these come off depending on your hummingbird feeder. So first of all, now that we have our mixture done and cooled off, we're going to take our hummingbird jar feeder, and we're going to pour some liquid into the jar. Now, you do not want to overfill, because what's going to happen is half of this, which you can see, which is being half full. Don't know exactly how much is in this one. I didn't measure, but you can measure if you like. But most of that's going to go into the bottom plate. I'm going to show you in a second. So there's the bottom plate there. So basically, and we're going to put these two pieces together. So this piece goes on upside down, because remember, we're going to be turning it over. This piece goes on top, as you can see. And then this piece goes on the bottom, which holds the liquid. And it never overflows. We hope. So you just tighten that up as best you can without breaking it. And I like to flip it fast so it doesn't spill on the counter. So here we go. And you see how it's filling up the bottom. So now our little hummingbirds are going to be so happy. So I will basically be hanging this on what's called a shepherd's hook. And you've probably seen them in any or all stores, Home Depot, Canadian Tire, whichever your hardware store preference is. And it's just basically the bottom part goes into the ground. There's a shepherd's hook, and then you just hang this upon the shepherd hook, and hopefully the birds will show up and drink the nectar. So with that said, one of the biggest problems you have when dealing with sugar water is ants. So I found a solution for that, and I'm so happy because it actually works. So I went onto Amazon and I found this, and it's called a Moat. So what happens is you fill this with water, that gets hooked to your hummingbird feeder like such, and then this piece gets put onto the shepherd's hook, and the ants absolutely hate it. They climb up, they can't get in, they think that it's going to be in the top there, and the poor little guys drown. But at least they're not killing our hummingbirds, which are so important to us, right? So with that said, that's a little hummingbird feeder. And the other one I wanted to show you, and I bought myself a bigger one. Now you can use this for hummingbirds or orioles, and we can get into the oriole in another video because they are absolutely beautiful birds as well. So with moving on to the next point, if there's any left over, you can store it in a regular mason jar with a lid tight, put it in the fridge. Keep an eye on it. You don't want to keep it in there for more than 3-4 days at a time, my opinion. Some people leave it in there for a week, but you always have to check your hummingbird feeders to see whether or not they're full. You know, if they're going cloudy, you don't want anything cloudy in this because then it's starting to go bad. So again, with my funnel, just take my pot, just going to pour in as much as what's left over, and I still have some left over, but it makes quite a bit. But they go through quite a bit because once you get one, they usually tell their friends, and then they're fighting over it. Cutest little birds, May, springtime, and they're on their way. They all fly in from Mexico, from my understanding, and they will be here anytime. I saw a post, somebody said that they saw one already in their backyard, and I'm pretty much as north as I want to be. So, you know, I'm hoping to see them again. So there you have it. So hummingbird nectar, and no chemicals, no dyes. They love this stuff, and it's not harmful to them, and they will come back for more. As long as it's fresh, they love it, and they need a lot of this, a lot. So keep an eye, make sure it doesn't go cloudy, and I hope you get hummingbirds as much as I want to get hummingbirds this year, and I certainly had a lot last year, so we're hoping for a repeat. But anywho, I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you're having a great day, and get on the hummingbird nectar. It is such a fun thing to watch when they're coming around. Thank you very much, folks, for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed. I like to do some educational videos on different types of stuff, including baking, creative kitchen, have some fun, have a couple of laughs, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And please subscribe and like my video Again, Deborah's Creative Kitchen. Have a great day.